Most people think that not having money directly correlates to being low value. And while this may be true, it's not the main reason why you're actually low value. And you probably never even realized this. You probably think that having money will solve all your problems and it will make you shift from being a low value man to a high value man. And it's important to bear into mind that there are other factors which are very, very important that make you low value, and you probably have them without even realizing it. While money may be a determining factor for having a high value, you will go ahead and find, when you listen to the stories of the people who actually have money, you will go ahead and realize that they are the people who live the most frustrating lives because they thought that when they got the money, they would actually become high value. And time ended up telling them that they were wrong. And the first point is the need for validation. We all need validation. I always say this. But the difference between the low value and the high value is that the low value actually seek attention and seek validation from people, while the high value actually seek validation from their successes. The low value man is the type who goes online to seek sympathy or to get validated. Maybe he started a project. He will go around telling people he does this and does that. And in the process, he wants like people to tell him congratulations, you're doing great. While the high value man goes ahead and executes. He doesn't wait for validation. He just waits until he becomes successful, and that is when he validates himself. He does not actually care what people think. And this is important to note. When you start caring, when you start thinking of what you want, what you genuinely want, and not what you want to please the society with, you will start becoming high value. Because high value men tend to look out for themselves alone. They only look out for other people when they feel like it, but they put themselves first. So you do not need to validate other people. By trying to seek approval from people, you think that people are going to like you or are going to respect you, but you end up doing the opposite. People start being repelled by you because we do not tend to appreciate people who talk of themselves very much. We tend to appreciate people who actually show us actions, who go ahead and provide value. Those are the people who we actually appreciate. And this leads to the second point, is low value men tend to be chronically online. Like I said, they love validation, and so they are always online. They always need someone to talk to. People of high value have little to no time being online. They are so focused on their goals, and so they do not even have time to connect with other people aimlessly. When you talk to them, it's just brief messages or actually calls. I have this friend who actually replies to like 5 seconds. He just takes 5 seconds to reply. Your attention is the most important currency in the world, and that is why everyone is fighting for it. They want you to get hooked, and that is how people get paid. And so it's important for you to realize this. Whoever you give your attention to, you are giving the most important currency. You should actually do the opposite. Invest your attention elsewhere, something that will help you in life. And I know you're trying to cope and say that I need to be online. I want to connect with people. Shut the hell up, bro. You do not need to connect with people. People don't even value you in the first place. You do not have any value to give to them. So, what kind of connection are you talking about here? Oh, stop making excuses. You actually don't need constant texting. If you actually do have to text, set up schedules. Have like time that you respond to all the messages you have. Or actually, which this is the better option, do calls instead. With calls, you end up connecting with the person you have deeply. You end up bonding with them more. Other than texting the whole day, you give people your whole attention and you have nothing to live for. Texting is actually overrated. In a world of sheep, be the wolf, stand out. And the third point is low value men need emotional validation. And this is especially to women. And while this may sound similar to needing validation, it's not the same, and I'm going to explain to you why. Maybe you have like a woman who you are hitting on, and then she ends up replying. You text her and she takes hours to reply, and you start panicking. You overlook the messages. In every second that passes by, you check your messages trying to see if she replies. That means you need emotional validation. Maybe you want her to tell you that you're doing good, she loves you. Low value men need a lot of emotional validation. They are the type of people who are always told like, good boy, you're doing well. Oh my sweet, sweet boy. Do you see how cringe that is? That you actually need emotional validation from people. You could be your own emotional anchor. Your goals, the ones you have achieved, whenever you journal, you read them, you become more and more validated. And this is how high value men are. Like I said, most of these people who actually need women for validation, they tend to see women as saints, and so they always need to be validated by them. Leave the emotional validation from women and children. You have a purpose to live for, and so you should be focused. And the fourth point is low value men have little to low physical discipline, and you will notice it in their physiques. They probably have man boobs, they are fat, they have dad boards, because they find it really, really hard to be consistent in paying their rent, their bodily rent. They cannot endure pain, so they choose comfort. And what does this lead to? They tend to have man boobs, they become fat, and they become depressed. And the opposite is true for the high value men. They work out consistently, they go to the gym, they are disciplined, and you can also see it in their bodies. They have like an aesthetic body, like the V taper. You don't have to be obsessed to build a really good physique in the gym. You just need like 30 minutes of workout. And this is why I don't respect people who do not work out. Because what do you mean you cannot spare 30 minutes of your life to become healthier, to become stronger, and to have a good body? That means you are not serious with your life, and you are just being lazy and a loser. Do not listen to the women who say they prefer dad bods. It's not true. They actually prefer the people who have a good body and who are consistent with their goals. And the fifth point is low value men spend their lives chasing women. Most of the people in my generation, they spend their lives obsessing over women. And do not misquote me. Women are not actually a bad thing. They are one of the most crucial people in our lives. But when it becomes to the point that you get obsessed with them, you spend your whole life thinking about them, doing things to please them, then this becomes a really big problem. Think of it like this. You are a woman. Would you like a man who is spending time always there, who is always there for you, who is constantly needing you, who is constantly talking to you and does not have a life of his own? Well, you have the answer. And it is no, if you're being honest with yourself, that is. So get a life, man. She needs time to think of you. And the time that you give her to think of you makes you more mysterious. I know that you probably think that by always being there for her, she will not cheat on you. While you have a valid point, this is not entirely the truth. Actually, when you give her your full attention, then she will look to another person who is more mysterious. So choose your poison. Do you want to always be there and get cheated on? Or do you want to have a purpose, have a mission you're following, and she will end up following you with it? And the sixth point is low value men tend to avoid responsibilities. They are the type of people who always shift blame, who always blame others for their mistakes or for things they lose. Maybe they went through a failure, they start blaming someone else. Maybe they are footballers, they start blaming the VAR, the referees, and everything but themselves. So you need to take responsibility for yourself. When you start taking responsibility for yourself, you will start correcting yourself. And when you start correcting yourself, you will start improving drastically. When you notice the mistakes you make in life, then it actually makes it easier for you to improve, because you know where to put more of your effort in, rather than always shifting blame to people. So this is actually a better way to live. Take responsibility for your actions. And the seventh and most important one, have a purpose. By having a purpose, a good purpose, where you are so focused on your mission, then all the other factors I have mentioned, they will not affect you in life. Because a man who has purpose cannot even find the time to waste or to do meaningless things. So find something that you are meant to give to the world. You probably have never thought about this, and that is why you are low value. So all high value men have a purpose they live up to. Sit down quietly, ask yourself, what is it that I would love to do in life, and that if I repeat it 1,000,000 times, I would not get tired of it, such that you will always be consistent and you will never get tired of it. Then ask yourself 10 whys. Why you're doing it. Maybe it's for money. Add another reason. Why? If you cannot reach 10 whys, then that purpose is a false one. It's not actually a true purpose. Purpose is what separates the low value from the high value. And purpose is exactly why we are here on earth. You have to give value, or you have to do things for other people, to provide value for them in order to earn. I know by now you probably fit in one or more of these factors. And if you do, then it's not that bad. You've lost a battle, but you've not lost the real war. So start to improve this, and you'll start to notice massive improvements in your life. Life is all about improvement, and that is how we rise. Whenever we fall, we improve and we become better and better and better. So take responsibility, work on yourself, and success is inevitable. Become the greatest your bloodline has ever seen, and then pass it down.